Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another video with Brooklyn. How are you? I hope you all had a wonderful rest last night on Monday, the 31st of August. And today is September 1st. Wow, we getting close to fall. And it's beautiful weather in September. It's always so nice and, breezy, not too cold and not too hot. So I like September. And then my birthday is in October. I'm an October baby, October 27th. I'll be 54 if God spares my life. So I'm excited for the holidays coming up. I love Halloween. I love Thanksgiving. I love Christmas. And September just brings me all into that happy time. I love it. I love it. So I'm looking forward to those holidays, y'all. I cannot wait. So anyway, before I get started, please do not forget to rate, share, and subscribe. Share my videos, y'all. If y'all watching them and y'all like what I'm saying, and you take the time to watch them and leave me a comment, then hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up, Hit the notification bell so you can get notifications on when I'm sending out videos so you can know, okay? So anyway, here lately I've been doing videos. I've been doing several videos, but I've been concentrating on the Jacob Blake story, okay, that's taking place in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where he was shot in the back 7 times by police officers. He was called to a disturbance, a domestic disturbance, then he was breaking it up. The police was called on him because allegedly he was not supposed to be there, and he resisted the police and he wound up getting shot in the back. And the reason why I do the quotation marks is because from my interview that I did Saturday, he resisted, but he wasn't resisting. And when I say that, from my understanding from the witness that I talked to, he was resisting, only trying to keep himself from being thrown to the ground. So he was stiffening his legs and trying to keep his balance, but he kept his hands and stuff to himself. He wasn't fighting. He wasn't resisting physically to assault the police. He was just trying to stand firm. You're not going to throw me to the ground. So they would say it's resisting because he did not allow the officers to throw him to the ground and handcuff him. But he wasn't resisting. You know what I'm saying? In his head, he wasn't resisting. He was trying to keep from being thrown to the ground and being hurt when he already had been beat the snot out of, So anyway, I'm going to read this article here that I found, and these are not my words, and it's Newsbreak, okay? And it says the fact check. Did police shooting victim Blake rape a 14-year-old child? In the wake of police officers shooting Jacob Blake in the back on August 23rd that left the 29-year-old black man paralyzed, posts have been spreading around social media that the root cause of the incident stemmed from Blake's previous time in prison for allegedly raping a 14-year-old child from Wisconsin. Now, evidently, the police, they said it stemmed from his previous time in prison. So evidently, when the police is called on you, they already do a check on you. They pull you up, even when they at a traffic light sometimes, you don't be in no violation. And I have seen police officers pull up my tag. I could see them pulling up my tag at a stoplight. They do random checks. In this case, I'm sure they checked on him. They said he was not supposed to be there. And I guess his case came up with rape, his prison time or an outstanding warrant they said he had. But they since then dropped that, okay? Okay, so it says here, several rumors spread online that claimed Blake was a sexual abuser who targeted a child between 14 and 16 years old. Some have argued that he raped a 14-year-old child and called him a rapist and a pedophile. Well, first off, even if that was true, and believe me, I am not condoning pedophiles. They just do, okay? But shooting someone in the back, there's still no excuse. If there is no excuse to commit any inhumane act on anyone. You don't shoot someone in the back. If he's a pedophile, you handcuff him and you take him to jail. I could see if he was being physically aggressive and he was threatening the police with weapon. But we already established that that wasn't true. Okay, if you look at the news reports and read the articles and do your research, it would be established that they found the knife in the vehicle. Okay, in the vehicle. It was not on his person. Okay, so according to Snopes or Snoops, the rumors were false. They were made after misleading information began circulating on social media that detailed Blake's previous charge of sexually assaulting his ex-girlfriend, who he has 3 children with. The post features an image that detailed what looked to be multiple charges against an individual named Jacob S. Blake and included third-degree sexual assault. They also had the definition of what the charge meant, which was taken from a statute. Okay, now you know each state here in America has a statute, you know, a statute of limitations or whatever. And each state, you get different time for sometime the same act. In North Carolina, you can get life for selling marijuana, and then you go to New York and get 3 months. I'm just giving an example. I don't know. But I'm just saying each state has a different statute for the same crime. You don't get the same thing. Okay? However, the charges against the suspect, were in fact for the sexual assault of his ex-girlfriend and not a child. Misleading information brought about the statute's definition of third-degree sexual assault. Prosecutors in Kenosha County favorably applied for an arrest warrant in July because they went on lies. Evidently, they didn't do their fact checking. They went on with the lie, okay? Because to arrest this man, they favorably, applied for a warrant. That's a tongue twister. Favorably. They agreed. The warrant included charges of third-degree sexual assault against Blake. The complaint consists of criminal trespass and disorderly conduct, which were designated as domestic abuse acts. Authorities issued a warrant on July 7th, my mother's birthday, and it was found that the individual who was shot by police in August was the same Blake who was written in the arrest warrant. So coincidentally, and I don't think it was a coincidence. I think they knew who it was. I think that's why they shot him. But coincidentally, that warrant, when the police came to get him from the domestic disturbance situation, then they supposedly found out, or maybe when they took him into the hospital or whatever, they found out that he was the same guy in the warrant, okay? The Kenosha County District Attorney's Office criminal complaint in July claims that Blake entered his ex-girlfriend's residence against her permission on May 3rd and continued to sexually assault her before grabbing her debit card and making 2 withdrawals worth $500 each, as reported by AP News. While allegations against Blake stated in the July warrant were undoubtedly severe and detailed how he sexually abused his girlfriend, the claim that he raped a child has no basis in the written statement. In the state of Wisconsin, the definition of third-degree sexual assault does not include the sexual abuse of a minor. The statute that social media posts spread throughout the internet came from the laws of different states, specifically Rhode Island, General Law Section 11 through 37 through 6. The original creator of the image and post took a screenshot of Blake charges. They added the post of the definition of third-degree sexual assault that was taken from an entirely different state to accuse the suspect of raping a child falsely. Now, the person who made this accusation need to be arrested. Need to be sued for slander. Because not only was this man shot in his back, but then he was falsely accused of raping a 14-year-old child between the ages of 14 and 16. That's just low down and dirty. Now, whether he raped his girlfriend, maybe they were broken up. I don't know whether he raped her or not. They got 3 kids together. But to accuse somebody of raping a child, just imagine if this man would have wound up in prison. You know what prisoners do. Convicts already don't want you. They kill you when you rape children. That was a death sentence right there. That was a death sentence there. You don't, that's just crazy. Court records show that Blake's previous history was only about child support disputes. And in June 2018, was convicted on charges of driving a vehicle without the possession of a valid license. The incident was not considered a crime, and Blake settled the issue by paying a fine. Now, how many of us have driven vehicles without a valid driver's license? I have driven all over the place and forgot my license at home. I have driven places and my tag was expired. That does not make you a criminal. Okay? It says court records show that Blake's previous history was only about child support disputes, and in June 2018 was convicted on charges of driving a vehicle without the possession of a valid license. The incident was not considered a crime, and Blake settled the issue by paying a fine. Okay? So people are going around accusing people of actually raping children. But then you have people out here that's really raping children that's getting away with it on a daily basis because nobody's even reporting it. You have people who are raping children and their parents are not even reporting it. The girlfriends won't report the boyfriends won't report the girlfriends, and they know the children are being sexually abused. Then you got some knucklehead on social media screenshotting and posting and pasting things that's not true on somebody. And I'm going to say it because it was a race issue. And let me tell you something. I don't know if the person that did the slandering is white or black, because blacks can be prejudiced against their own kind. So let me get that straight right there. You know, let me get that straight right there. We can be against our own. And that's prejudiceness because you don't like something about somebody. Okay? They deliberately tried to cause this man more harm. Tried to deliberately cause him more trouble, pain, and suffering. Shooting him in the back wasn't enough. Now, I don't know who did it, but whoever did it, they are a low down, dirty something, and I wouldn't even want them around me. I wouldn't even want them in my circle. Who does that? Who accuses another person of any crime? But sexual assault of a minor? If Jacob would have went to prison with that over his head, he would not have lasted probably a day or a week, because they get rid of pedophiles in prison. They lock all them together because the regular convicts in there, they will take you out. So it wasn't enough that he done got in a chokehold on the left and the right, punched in the ribs, jerked all over the place, tased, falsely accused of wielding a knife, falsely accused of saying he was going to the SUV to get a gun. Then he was ending his day. That was all in one day. Okay? Getting shot in his back. And according to what my witness, the witness that I talked to said, not my witness, but the person I talked to, he said the police officer shot. You need to go back and look at my interview, my exclusive interviews. According to him, the officer shot Jacob 3 times. Boom, 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 and hesitated. Turned and looked straight at the fiance in her eyes and shot him another 4 times. That was a deliberate act. To me, if that was my man getting shot and the police shot him 3 times and then stopped and looked at me in the face and then pulled the trigger, he's telling me I'm killing him. And I want you to know I'm doing it. This is from an eyewitness. This is not hearsay. This is from an eyewitness. Okay? This is not something I read online. I talked to the individual. Okay? So, you know, fact check. Fact check. Fact check. Stop accusing this man of raping a 14-year-old. I've had people to come into my comment sections. I had to block them because they were saying, you know, how do the 15-year-old girl feel? I bet she feels safe since he can't walk no more. And did you check your facts? He raped somebody. Lies. The lies they tell. The lies they tell. Okay? Then they had the nerve to have this man shackled to the bed because they had him under arrest for rape, which is false claims, and then the man can't walk. So why you got him shackled to the bed? They said the officer said, well, it's the law. You know, this is what we do when you put somebody in custody. Well, it's the law not for the police not to shoot you in your back 7 times either, but that took place. I'm just here to say, you know, I'm not trying to be, I don't have no stake in this. I don't have no dog in this fight. You know what they say? But I always had a gut feeling that they said that he had a knife, wielding a knife. Who brings a knife to a gunfight? A knife can't stand up against no gunfight unless you on TV and you acting and you can hit a bullet with a knife. You can knock the bullet out the way by throwing your knife. Other than that, you pull out a gun and compare it to a knife. I think the gun is going to win. So who takes a knife to a gunfight? You really would believe that? Whoever, I mean, but I just wanted to come on here and I just wanted to just end Jacob Blake's defense. He did not rape a minor. Now, what he did with his girlfriend, I have no clue. Now, I'm not saying he raped her because a lot of women will accuse a man of rape and he didn't do it. You know, but I believe he did go to prison for it. I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying he didn't because, again, I don't live in Kenosha, okay? And if she said he did it, then I guess he did it. You know, I don't condone any abuse from a man. I don't condone any abuse from a woman, you know, because women abuse men too. So that's a whole nother case. But according to the news, he's done his time for it. They were trying to arrest him again on some false accusations. So the police is going by social media. They're reading social media. They're not Googling nothing. They're not checking nothing. They looking at social media. Here I am. I'm just a small YouTuber and I'm Googling. I'm trying to do research. This is new for me. They are going by what some knucklehead said on social media. And then in the article, I don't even know who did it. They don't even have his name. Don't hide him. If you can lie, come forward. Be bold with it. Don't just lie on people and cause them more pain and suffering. Because what goes around comes around. You know, get your facts. Stop spreading things. Stop going into people's comment sections and leaving stuff that you don't have no idea what you're talking about. Everything that I came on here and said about Jacob Blake was accurate. I did my research. I did an interview. I'm not just coming on here. I don't get everything right. Everybody's entitled to a mistake. But don't blatantly accuse someone. Even the police accused this man. He was innocent of that. He was innocent of that, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to end it here. And I am going to say vielen Dank. That's thank you very much in German. So vielen Dank for watching me. And choose, that's bye in German. You all have a terrific Tuesday.